Almost. Planted into pocket marker by Seki, up the pocket of lines, and the riders stuck in this group as those who came front side to the shop. Hamilton, Otis, and Wolf behind him as Marty Little and King and out him. And it's run out, King down his top and Chris Ranaya, not going with the speed there. And on a 50-meter race, Ranaya, the lucky Disney business car, he's going to get sort of here as he was Marty, and he's on the inside line coming from his second row. Marty coming out by Giant in the first quarter. Marty goes out really, really wide for the marbles. Last the Eagles back to beat as Marcus second. I do it third. And now Marty back to beat five. Behind the birthday boy, welcome and next. I will watch tomorrow, going to bring us out to beat up a little bit. Each one tomorrow into the cockpit. You want it all. Don't have championship hold on them. I do lead this race. Right second and now quarter man to be on his side in the third quarter. Price time, E91, back is up and over in the back, trying to deal with the rookie, trying to deal with the back street, and here it's him on the back foot, Marty goes to the east side of my guys, multiple, back they go, they are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, so the brief excursion into the top ring behind Marty, by guy, going excellent, but the obviously they back to my guys, so the big pressure here, on the inside line, Marty, he just can weed on the inside of my guy, in certain form, makes it through this other right way to the point one. They go side by side. One nearly around the outside. Up the elbow, elbow again. Elbow on the down back knee. Dragging as well through turn 5. Dragging back the knee now. 30 as well. And he get on the 59.5. Market as he was a minute 5 in that final sector. Still get over 59.4 though. He goes back in and slightly up that knee. As Market still has a base to go with. Now race leader. On him and said, we're the top. Like our Marty. High Alex Marquez to a watching after all looking in Landar. Connie Bruce saying to that 8 for a giant for Ulster. Oh, and Marquez is going to get the time on his race. Like however, Marty, this is the time to show down with all the waiting for. All the hoping for. Like however, Marty came on here Malaysia. That was some serious bravery. Echo by night. The rider on the outside of Roy Marty. No one in the leading position though. He was slightly in. Out of the previous day, and in the back of the field, that pressure was 15 to the victor, and that rise, operated the already last front, but it's still there, really improving. Shocking defending, by Alex backing up first, Buckley back up the yard. It is something that they have to go to, they have to conquer. This Benway Marquis does the easy world championship, so leading to the late 4-3 early here, is an AFS leading after each of having 2023 season. How good is to see the beast? Back at his pretty match for the David Walker, leading Alex Marquez. A little bit under here. The likes of boy Marcinus, running out of shade on the race, looking to turn it out almost. Planted into pocket marker by Seki, up the pocket of the line. Riders stuck in this group as those who came front side to the church. And the bonus and then off behind him as Marty Little and deep there without shifting, but better run out, so turf and knee down this top of the race. But now you had no choice with the and over the 50-meter race, right Julia, the lucky Disney business star, he's going to get sort of here as he might marking, and now Basti is on the inside line coming, but Brody second on the grid. It's Marty coming out by 9 in the first quarter. Marty goes out really, really wide for the marbles. Basti goes back to lead Alice Marty second, by Joanne third, and now Marty back in D5. Behind the birthday boy, Marco and Decky, probably a watch tomorrow, they're very good. I'll beat up a little bit. Watch tomorrow. In the third quarter, first time, E91, back is under the ball, bring it back, trying to deal with the rookie, trying to deal with the back three, Cattle here and tip on the back ball, and Marty goes down the inside of my guy, also, back they go, they are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, so the three excursion into the top three behind Marty, my guy got him on the excellent first Marty, obviously they back at my guy, so the big pressure here, it's on the inside line, Marty, he is the lead on the inside of my guy, in the final sector, still in all 59-4 though, he goes back into the front of the right pocket, still has the base to go with, now racing, 100% through the top of the field, and behind Alice Arcade to a bucket. After all, looking at Blanda, tiny food to see who that is. But I is no longer boy, Marty. This is time on the race. But when you're versus Marty, this is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. When you're versus Marty, came on here to let you have some serious bravery. Rebecca, my guys, the rider on the outside, a boy, Marty. No one in here. Right out of the springiest Navy man, did a finish in the back of the field. That is correct with this team. That race, offering this is already about prevalent to go to there, really, if the top of the other. It is something that they have to run this, they have to ponder. This bad boy Martin just was going to get the World Championship. So, leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here is an AFS GD after an injury of his 2023 season. How good this is the beast. Barker is very best for the Malaysian Grand Prix early. From here, the likes of boy Martinez, running out of shade down the race, looking at turn him and almost. After the back of Marco Vasecki, up the back of the minds of Ryan stuck in this group as well as the game, outside the return. This big one behind him, Martin will only keep that without checking, but then a run out, keep down this down the train. Rania, off going with his leading there, and over the 15 race, by Rania, lucky this team, this is score, he's going to miss all of you as he runs.
Sesuai bro.
watching. Catalog moving in Atlanta. Tiny routine and adding a nice little third one. Boy, Martin, and taking it as a time out of race. Thank you ever for watching. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Thank you ever for watching. Game on your place. Have some serious bravery. Thank you for that. Later on the outside, boy, Martin. No one in you. Slam here. Back out of the stretches, making that in the finish of the back of the field. That is full pressure of the 50. And your regular wrestle that race. Australia. Already have Brooklyn. There it is. Brilliant. Shocking weekend here. Alex has to go first. Back up the yard. It is something that they have to go to. They have to ponder. This bad boy Martin does win on an easy world championship. So, leading to the lady 4-3 early here. They have last been easy for an inch from his 2023 season. Out of the West East. Back and it's really bad. But it's lady 4-3 early on. He's leading Alex Martin. And looking under here. The likes of boy Marcinus. Got out of St. Louis race. Going to turn it out almost. Flattened into the back of Marco Vaisecki. At the back of the minds of the riders stuck in this group of first game. Front side dealership. And Marco is slip off behind him. Martin can only keep there without checking. But then a run out of the keep out of this time. Straight to Naya. Not going with this leading pair. And on a 50-meter race. But Naya, the lucky this score. Is going to get scored here. But Martin and there back to these on the inside line coming. From the second row to third. Is Martin coming out with Naya in the first quarter. Martin goes out ready. He wants for the marble. Last meeting goes back to the Alex Martin second. Naya third. And now Martin back in the right. Happy birthday, boy. Welcome and thank you. Happy to watch tomorrow. Got a very good job. So beat up a little bit. It's watch tomorrow. The top 10 now. With 200 don't have championship also. They might lead this race. That's second and now quarter amount of people inside in the third. First start, 39-1. Back 11 more. Trying to deal with it for he's trying to deal with the back three. And Zero came on the back foot. And Martin goes down the inside of that guy. Ultimate back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. So the brief excursion into the upgrade boy Martin. Right guy, Kyle gets. But Martin, they obviously made that right guy. Big pressure here. On the inside line, Martin. Just lead on the inside of that guy. And keep him served for. The next time is up right under him. Still going to walk 59-4 though. Because back in it with the slightly up patchy. Right target level still has the base to go with. Our racing. 100%. With the top of the queen. Right now, Martin. Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Magnolia versus Martin. Game on here for late. You have some serious bravery. Pick up by that. Right around the outside of boy Martin. No one in here.
Nomor 1 Mark Marquez, nomor 2 Marco Bezzecchi, Pedro nomor 3, Peko nomor 4, Quartararo nomor 6.
Jack up the yard. It is something that they have to consider, that they have to ponder. This Manuel Martin does win the easy world championship. So, leading to Malaysia Grand Prix early here. It's an AFS TD after an injury from its 2023 season. Now something to see the piece. Back and it's really best in front of his Malaysia Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Martin. And unbeknownst here for the likes of boy Marcinus. Going to have a shake on the race. Going to turn to Minani almost. Martin the ruling team there without checking. But then it runs out. So Durban team out this company. Great. Manaya not going with this leading pair. And about a 50-meter race. Manaya, the lucky Disney business star, is going to get full of news by Martin. And they are back to on the inside line coming from the second row. It's Martin coming out with Manaya in the first quarter. Martin goes out really wide for the marble. Last meeting comes back to beat Alex Marquez second. Manaya third. And now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Malcolm and Tech. I'm going to watch tomorrow for a very good job. So lead up a little bit. It's watch tomorrow into the top 6 now. But it's 2 underdogs. We don't have championship balls on their mind to lead this race. Great second.
Regular. Geser dulu.
Makes it through this upper and crash late on Koi Bar. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Top they are elbow slow on their elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging the 12 through turn 5. Back at Bastianini now. So clearly for this lead as well. Bastianini does a 59.5. Marquez actually wants to finish 5 in that final sector. Still to all 59.4 though. He closes back in ever so slightly on that nice. Marquez still has the pace to go with our race leader. On in the 10 between the top between Banyar and Martin. Martin gained 2 points yesterday. He might lose 3 back. This afternoon, I think that's a problem. Still a long way to go though. We've got only the third of this race completed. Yellow's out once again in his first and second section. And so clearly for high Alex Marquez for watching. After all, looking at Atlanta. Tiny first to see who that is. Banyar still holds third for boy Martin. Taking his such a time out in the race. Banyar versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Banyar versus Martin came on here in Malaysia after some serious bravery from Echo Banyar. The rider on the outside of Boy Martin. No one in the leading position. Only Swami and ran down to the sprint yesterday. We landed and finished in the back of the field. That is what fresh number 15 to the regular vessel. Henry is the Hussery. This is all money about front. But it's the yellow there really a brilliant one. Shocking weekend in by Alex Matthew go first, but only deck up the yard. So it is something that they have to consider and they have to conquer. This Manuel Martin just won an EP World Championship in Bastianini for an injury from his 2023 season. How good to see the beast. Martin is pretty blessed in front of his lady Godfrey early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Boy Martin, who's got out of shade on the race, looking to turn the Minani almost. Planted into back of Marco Vasecki at the back of the mines, and the rider stuck in this group is going to be front tire temperature. Only split one behind you. Martin got all the deep there without shifting, but then a run out of turn 15 down this start of the great Banyaya not going with this leading pair. Had about a 15 race. Banyaya, the lucky distance this score is going to get full of purity by Martin, and now Bastien, and he's got the inside line coming from the second row of the grid. Martin coming it out with Banyaya in the first corner. Martin goes out really, but he wants towards the marble. Bastien goes back to lead. Alex Marquez second, Banyaya third, and now Martin back in lead by. Happy birthday, boy. Marco Vasecki back in Guatemala. Very good job. To lead up a little bit. It's Guatemala into the top 6 now, but it's the 2 underdogs. We don't have championship goals on their mind to lead this race. And there's Fred second with that now. Automatically on the inside in the turn 4. First time, 59-1, passes up the goal, bring it back, trying to jump with him through, trying to jump with the back 3. Tackle the ring, step on the back one, and Martin goes to the inside of that guy, and oh, back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. So it's a brief excursion into the top 3 for Holly Martin. That guy got him on the exit, but Martin, they obviously may take it back good. So the big pressure here, got the inside line, Martin. He has to lean on the inside of that guy into turn 4. Makes it through this time, and crash late on in Koi Bar. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again, elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging the 12 through turn 5. It's coming back at Bastianini now, so it's clearly for this lead as well. Bastianini at a 59.5. Marquez has got the minute 5 in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. He closes back in ever so slightly on that. Marquez still has the base. So with our race lead. Running the 10 between the top between Banyar and Martin. Martin gained 2 points yesterday. He might lose 3 back. A long way to go though. We've got only a third of this race completed. Yellow's out once again in his first and second section. Clearly for high Alex Marquez who are watching at the mark. Looking at Atlanta. Tiny first to see who that is. Banyar still holds third for boy Martin. And taking his extra time out into the race. Banyar versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Banyar versus Martin. Game on here in Malaysia. After some serious bravery from Echo Banyar. The rider on the outside of Boy Martin. Now, no one in the leading position to the audience. Swami and ran down to the previous stage. He landed and finished in the back of the field. That is correct number 15. Because regular rental had rise. Hussery doesn't know many about front, but it's the Yola Bear really a brilliant one time. Shocking weekend here. Alex matches up first, looking deck up the yard. But it is something that they have to consider, something they have to conquer. This Manuel Martin does win one of these World Championships. So leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here is an AF Bastianini. planted into back and Motogp at the back of the mine to the right and stuck in this room is going to be front tire temperature. Hamilton slowly spin off behind him. Martin the Nordic team there without shifting, but then a run out from the team down this starting straight. Bagaya not going with this speeding there. And about a 15p race. Bagaya, the lucky Disney missed the score. He's going to get full of liberty by Martin, and there fast cheating. He's got the inside line coming from the second row of the grid. Martin something out with Bagaya in the first corner. Martin goes out pretty, but he wipes on the marbles. Last leading comes back to lead. Alex Marquez second, Bagaya third, and now Martin back in lead by. Behind the birthday boy, Martin second. Fabio Quattraro got a very good job, but lead up a little bit. Quattraro into the top six now, but it's the 200 off. The two don't have championship also their line to lead this race. Great second, and now automatically on the inside in the turn four. First time, P91, back is having to operate the back, tries to gel the new crew team, trying to gel with the back three. The kettle here is him on the back foot, and Martin goes through the trying to back guys. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Showing a brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. Back guy got him on the excellent way Martin. Of his teammate, second back guy, so the big pressure here. He's got the inside line, Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of Bagaya in turn four. Makes it through this arena, congratulating on his point one that goes side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again, elbow on the tarmac, P dragging as well through turn five. Second back to Egan now, so clearly the big lead as well. As Egan at a 59.5, Marquez actually wants a minute 5 in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. It goes back in ever so slightly on that team size. Marquez still has the pace to go with our race lead. On in the 10 between the top between Bagaya and Martin. Martin gains 2 points yesterday. He might lose 3 back. Still one way to go though. We've got only a third of this race completed. Yellows out once again in the first and second sector. So clearly behind Alex Marquez for watching after all looking at Atlanta. Tiny will see who that is. Bagaya still holds third for Martin and second. That's a time management race. Bagaya versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Bagaya versus Martin. Game on here tonight. After some serious bravery. Back up Bagaya. Right around the outside of Boy Martin. No one in the slam here. Crashed out of the cricket thing. And in the face of the back of the field. That is the pressure, but the thing with the regular rental Henry is the uttering doesn't it already enough. Front of the goal there. And it's brilliant. Shocking weekend in. Batting up first to our colleague Jack Appleyard. But it is something that they have to consider, so they have to conquer. This Meadoway Martin does with them on a GP World Championship. So, leading into the having 23 season, how good it is to see the beast. Mark and his brilliant best in front of his blazing quadring early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. And up and under here, likes of Boy Martinez running out of shade down the race, going to turn to Minardi almost. Planted into back of Motogp at the back of the mine to the right and stuck in this group is going to be from time temperature. Hamilton back bonus a bit off behind him. Martin the Nordic team there without shifting, but then a run out from turn 15 down this start and a straight. Bagaya not going with this leading pair at about a 15p race. Bagaya, lucky this missed the score. He's going to get full of purity by Martin, and there fast cheating. He's got the inside line coming from the second row. There's Martin something out with Bagaya in the first corner. Martin goes out pretty, but he wants towards the marbles. Last leading goes back to beat Alex Marquez second. Bagaya third. Now Martin back in lead five. Behind the birthday boy, Motogp second. Fabio Quattraro in the very good job. He'll lead up a little bit. Quattraro into the top six now, but it's the 200 dogs. It's the two who don't have championship balls on their mind who lead this race. Went second and now automatically to the inside of the third. The first time, 391. Back to somebody over in the back. Trying to gel the new crew team. Trying to gel with the back three. The kettle here is him on the back foot. When Martin goes through on the inside of Bagaya. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. So with a brief excursion into the top three below Martin. Bagaya got him on the excellent but Martin today. Of his teammate back in Bagaya. So the big pressure here. He's got the inside line Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of Bagaya in turn four. He makes it through this arena. Congratulates on his point one. He goes side by side. Once again nearly around the outside. Up they are. Elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. P dragging as well through turn five. Second back to Egan now. So clearly for this lead as well. As Egan at the 59.5. Game on here for late. After some serious bravery from Echo Bernard, he's a rider on the outside of Boy Martin. No one in the leading to loading swam near. Ran down at the Ricky stage. He managed to finish in the back of the field. That is what crashed number 15. They go to that rise. That's where he doesn't go, but he'll have rubber and the yellow man with the running. Shocking weekend in. My balance landing on front. But running back up the other. It is something that they have to coach innocent. They have to conquer. This man, Boy Martin, just with them on a DP World Championship. So, leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here. They have less meaning after an inch of the 2023 season. Now it's looking to see the beast. Back and it's pretty bad to the front of the Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. But look at up again. The likes of Boy Martin, who's got out of shade on the race, going to turn number 90 almost. Planted into Martin Marquez by Secchi. After Martin the minds of the riders stuck in this group is going to be front tire temperature. And the slip off behind you. Martin doesn't want to keep down without shifting, but better run out from turn 15 down this time. And it's great. But Naya not going with this leading pair. And about a 15p race. But Naya, the lucky this is the score. He's going to get swallowed here as he by Martin. And Naya past Julian. He's got the inside line coming from the second row. It's Martin something it out with Van Naya in the first corner. Martin goes out ready when he wide towards the marbles. Last Julian goes back to lead Alex Marquez second. Van Naya third. But now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy. Malcolm and second. I'm going to watch tomorrow. Clean up a little bit. Watch tomorrow into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship points on their mind who lead this race. It's second and now quarter about a bit on the inside in the third. For the first time, 39-1. Back is not going to go bring it back and trying to gel the new crew chief. Trying to gel with the back three. The cattle here and same on the back one. As Martin goes through on the inside of Van Naya. Ultimate full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. Some of the brief excursion into the top three for Boy Martin. Van Naya got him on the excellent but Martin's team of his teammate back in Van Naya. Some of the big pressure here. It's not the inside line Martin. Just a lead on the inside of Van Naya in turn 4. He makes it through this time and having crashed later in qualifying. They go side by side. Once again nearly around the outside. Up they are elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. He dragging as well through turn 5. It's back at Bastianini now. So clearly for this lead as well. Bastianini at the 59.5. Marquez actually was the minute 5 in that final sector. Still going to hold 59.4 though. He goes back in a bit slightly on that. Marquez still has the pace. Go with the power race lead. Martin is the top. Like out of Martin. Martin gained 2 points yesterday. Like 3 back. I just got to the moment. A little more way to go though. We've got only a third of his race completed. Yellow's out once again in his first and second. So clearly, behind Alex Marquez. Watching. That's all. Looking at Lansla. Tiny good to see who that is. But Naya still holds third for Boy Martin. This is time out of the race. So Van Naya versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Van Naya versus Martin. Game on here tonight. Having some serious bravery. Echo Van Naya. Rider on the outside of Boy Martin. No one in the leading position for those who swam near. Ran down to the previous stage. He managed to finish in the back of the field. That's track number 15 to the regular Metro Van Rais. The Monterey doesn't go when you have Brooklyn. The yellow man really is running. Shocking weekend in. My college matching confirmed. But running back up the yard. It is something that they have to consider. So they have to conquer. This man Boy Martin just won a DP World Championship. So leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here. In the Naya Bastianini after an injury from his 2023 season. How good to see the beast. Martin is pretty fast in the front of his Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Boy Martin, who's got out of shade down the race, going to turn number 90 almost. Martin into Martin Marco by Secchi. After Martin the mind of the riders stuck in this group is going to be front tire temperature. And only spin off behind him. Martin a little to keep down without shifting, but better run out from turn 15 down this time. And it's great. But Naya not going with this lead there. At the moment, the DP race. But Naya, the lucky this is gone. He's going to get swallowed here by Martin. But Naya Bastianini, he's got the inside line coming from the second row of the grid. There's Martin something it out with Van Naya in the first quarter. Martin goes out ready when he wide towards the marbles. Bastianini comes back to lead Alex Marquez second. Van Naya third. And now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Martin and second. Have you watched tomorrow? That's very good stuff. Clean up a little bit. P91, back is up to go, bring it back, trying to gel the new group, he's trying to gel with the back three. Cattle here and tip on the back front, and Martin goes through on the inside of that guy. Hold the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Showing a brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. That guy got him on the excellent foot Martin. All his teammates back at that guy. The big pressure here. Got the inside line Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of that guy into turn four. Makes it through this random crash late on his point one that goes side by side. Once again nearly around the outside. Got the elbow to elbow again. Elbow from the tarmac. He's dragging as well through turn five. Back up Antonini now, so it's learning the best speed as well. Antonini at the 59.5. Marquez actually was the minute time in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. He goes back into the slightly up back to the side. Marquez still has the pace to go with our race leader. Not even a 10 between the top between Banyard and Martin. Martin will be Marquez leading by 2-3 back. Down to the bubble. There's one way to go though. The third of his race completed. Yellows out once again in his first and second sector. Clearly, for a high Dallas Marquez was watching after all looking at Lancelar. Time is going to see who that is. Banyard still holds third one. Boy, Martin, he spent your time on his race. Banyard versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Banyard versus Martin. Game on here, Malaysia. After some serious bravery, Metro Banyard is right around the outside of Boy Martin. No one is leaving position loading to Amir. Dragged out of the springish stage. He managed to finish in the regular field. That is track number 15 in the regular wrestler. That rise. After I think the goal when you're not front, but yellow there really is brilliant. Shocking weekend here. But Alex Lashley from front. But only jack up the yard. It is something that they have to consider, that they have to conquer. This man away Martin just with them on a GP World Championship. So leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here in the name of Lashley India for an interim run in 2023 season. How good to see the beast. Martin is really best to win the Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Boy Martin, who's going out of shade on the race, looking to turn to Minali almost. Planted into back of Marco by Sheki. At the back of the mind, the rider stuck in this group is going to gain front tire temperature. And this thing up behind him. Martin the morning thing down without shifting, but then a run out of turn 15 down this time of the straight. Banyaya not going with this leading pair. And about a 50p race. Banyaya, the lucky Disney placed the score. He's going to get score appearances by Martin. And there, Basti sitting on the inside line coming from the second row to first. There's Martin something it out with Banyaya in the first corner. Martin goes out really, really wide toward the marbles. Basti looks back to beat Alex Marquez second. Banyaya third. And now Martin might be P5 behind the birthday boy. Marco in second. Fabio Quattararo got a very good start, but they've up a little bit. Quattararo into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship walk on their mind to lead this race. And it's great second and now he will automatically on the inside in the third four. For the first time, 59-1. Fast is up to go bring the back. Trying to gel with the new crew team. Trying to gel with the back three. The cattle here and step on the back foot. And Martin goes through on the inside of that guy. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. So the brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. That guy got him on the excellent point Martin. All his teammates back at that guy. Some of the big pressure here. From the inside line Martin. Just squeeze on the inside of that guy into turn four. He makes it through this random crash late on his point one. They go side by side. Once again nearly around the outside. Up they are. Elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging as well through turn five. Back at Antonini now. Learning with this pace as well. Antonini at the 59.5. Marquez has got the minute time in that final sector. He's still in all 59.4 though. He goes back in ever so slightly on that side. Marquez still has the pace to go with our race leader. Not even a 10. The top between Banyard and Martin. Martin, 8, 2.10, 8, might lose 3 back. Down to the bubble. Still one way to go though. Only third of this race completed. Yellows out once again in his first and second sector. So clearly, for a high Dallas Marquez who are watching after off looking at Lancelar. Time is going to see who that is. Banyaya still holds third one. Boy, Martin, and he spent some time on his race. But Banyaya versus Martin, this is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Banyaya versus Martin. Game on here for Malaysia. After some serious bravery. Second Banyaya is right around the outside of Boy Martin. Now, no one in the here, crashed out of the 30th stage, and then they finished the back of the field. That's crash number 15 to go. That's the rest of that race. Husseray doesn't know many about front runners, but y'all are there really a brilliant course have had a shocking weekend here. It's by Alex Matthew confirmed, our colleague Jack up the yard. But it is something that they have to consider, something they have to conquer. This metalweight our team does win the MotoGP World Championship. So, leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here. Now, that's the media for an inch of the 2023 season. How good to see the beast. Marquez is pretty best in front of the Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Boy Martinez. Got out of shade on the race, going to turn to Benani almost. Planted into back and Mark over Secchi. Left the back of the mines and the rider stuck in this group. There's going to be front side temperature. Hamilton's back road is a bit off behind him. Martinez are holding deep down without shifting, but then a run out from turn 15 down this time. And it's great. Bagaya not going with this lead there. Out of order, the GP race. Bagaya, lucky this is gone. He's going to get smaller here as he by Martinez. But they are fast seated. He's got the inside line coming from the second rover. Martin coming in out with Bagaya in the first quarter. Martin goes out really, really wide towards the marbles. Bastini comes back to lead Alex Marquez second. Bagaya third. And now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Marco Bentecchi. Fabio Quattararo got a very good job. So beat up a little bit. Quattararo into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship thoughts on their mind to lead this race. French section then now. Automatically on the inside in the third four. For the first time, P9-1. Fast is having to go bring it back. Trying to gel with the new crew. He's trying to gel with the back three. The cattle clearance, him on the back foot. And Martin goes through on the inside of Bagaya. Ultimate pull back they go.
Oke guys, lanjut nih.
That was a brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. Bagaya carried on the exit. Obviously made second Bagaya, which was the big pressure here. Got the inside line, Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of Bagaya into turn four. He makes it through this summer and congratulates on his point one. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. He dragging as well through turn five. That's Marquez back at Paganini now. So clearly with this speed as well. Paganini gives us a 59.5. Marquez actually wants a minute 5 in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. He closes back in ever so slightly on that sheet. Besides, Marquez still has the pace. No way. Now race week. Running the 10 with the top of the speed. Like out of Martin.
Selamat bergabung yang baru bergabung bro.
Might lose 3 back. One way to go now with only the third of this race completed. Yellows out once again in his first and second section. So clearly behind Alex Marquez. So watching after all in Atlanta. Timing for that is Bagaya still holds third for Boy Martin. Taking his second time out of the race.
Yolanda Nade, selamat bergabung Mbak Yolanda.
We've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Bagaya versus Martin. Game on here, Malaysia. After some serious bravery. Echo Bagaya to the outside of Boy Martin. No one is leading. This is the only Martin. Ranked out of the 30th stage. And then finished at the back of the field. And he goes back to the 15th to the regular Beckle and Rise. The Husseray doesn't know nobody about front runners. The Gala Bear really a brilliant course. Shocking weekend here. By Alex Matthew confirmed. Our colleague Jack up the yard. It is something that they have to consider. They have to conquer.
Pecinta-pecinta Motogp biar gak ketinggalan bro. Kita ini datanya asli langsung dari
Marquez is really best in the front of his Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Boy Martinez. Got out of shade down the race, going to turn to Benani almost. Planted into back and Marco Bentecchi at the back of the mines, and the riders stuck in this group is going to be front side temperature. Hamilton's back on the spin off behind him. And Martinez holding deep there without shifting, but then a run out from turn 15 down this time. And it's great. Bagaya not going with this leading pair. Out of order. 53 race. Bagaya, lucky this score. He's going to get swallowed here as he by Martin. And now fast cheated. He's got the inside line coming from the second row of the grid. There's Martin coming it out with Bagaya in the first quarter. Martin goes out really, really wide towards the marbles. Bastini comes back to lead Alex Marquez second, Bagaya third, and now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Marco Bentecchi. Fabio Quattararo got a very good start, but beaten up a little bit. Into trouble. Quattararo into the top six now, but it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship thoughts on their mind to lead this race. And as great second and now what about a move on the inside in the turn four for the first time. 59-1. Back to nothing to bring it back. Tries to gel with a new crew team. Tries to gel with the back three. The cattle lyrics head on the back front as Martin goes trail on the inside of that guy. Hold the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Some of the free excursion into the top three behind Martin. That guy got on the exit. Of his teammate, Hackett,
Tempel terus.
on the inside line, Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of that guy into turn four. Makes it through this upper and congratulates on his point one. They go side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging the 12 through turn five. He's got the turn back at Brandini now. So leading to this lead as well. Brandini in at a 59.5. Marquez has lost a minute time in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. It goes back in ever so slightly up back. Still has the pace. Going for now racing. Running the 10 between the top between right now to Martin. Martin, he 2 points yesterday. He might lose straight back. Good, I understand the level. But 1 way to go now. We've got only a third of this race completed. Get out there once again. Again, clearly behind Alex Marquez, who are watching at the moment. We'll give you a glance at our time is going to see that it's Banyai is going to hold third. Boy, Martin, it's a time out of the race. But Banyai versus Martin, this is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Banyai versus Martin. Game on here, the race. You have some serious trainery from Becca Banyai. Later on the outside of Boy Martin. Nobody leading to this road. He swam here. Crashed out of the sprint yesterday. That's it. A minute back to the field. That's crashed over 15 minutes. Nobody about brother as the girl of air really is brilliant. Shocking weekend in. Alex Matthew go first. Jack up the yard. It is something that they have to go to. It's something they have to conquer. This, by the way, Martin, that's what one of these world championship. So, leading into the late Grand Prix early here. And West Indies, the 2023 season. How's the to see the beast? Martin is pretty fast in the front of his blazing Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. Behind him as Martin goes all deep down and out checking, but then a right down slope surface deep down this start and straight to Manaya. No going with this leading pair. Animal has been deeply raced. Manaya, look at this score. He's going to get smaller theories by Martin. And there, Bastien, he's got the inside line coming from the second row of it. It's Martin, something out of Manaya in the first one. Martin goes out pretty when he wants for the marbles. Bastien goes back to lead Alex Marquez second. Manaya third. Now Martin back in T5. Behind the birthday boy. Welcome in. I mean, Watchamaro got a very good start. But beat up a little bit. Watchamaro into the top six now. But it's the 2 underdogs. The 2 who don't have championship balls on their mind who lead this race. It's a great second. And now, what about a bit on the inside in the turn for the first time? 39-1. Matt is up to go bring it back. Trying to gel with the new team. Trying to gel with the back three. The Cattle Lyrics check on the back foot. And Martin goes down the inside of that guy. Back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Some of the brief excursion into the top three for Ole Martin. Like, no, I got him on the excellent one. Martin, obviously, they take it by go. Some of the big pressure here. It's not the inside line, Martin. Just squeeze on the inside of the guy into turn four. He makes it through this up and congratulates on his point one. They go side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow from the tarmac. He's dragging as well through turn five. Back at Bastini now, so clearly for this lead as well. Bastini number 59.5. Marquez actually lost a minute's time in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. He goes back in ever so slightly up back there. Alex Marquez still has the pace. No way for power racing. Running the 10 between the top and the feet by Gary Martin. Martin, like yesterday, he might lose 3 laps. Dude, I understand at the moment. So there's 1 way to go now. We've got only a third of this race completed. You know, that once again in his first and second. Dana enak di sana. mind to the rider stuck in this group is going to be front tight temperature. Off the high deep down, deep there without shifting from better run out from turn 15 down this time and straight but now you're not going with the speed
Kena iki pengen misalnya pas duduk nganggur buku supaya nggak
gets full of here by Martin and then fast to the inside line coming from the second row. This is Martin jumping it out with Van Nuyen in the first quarter. Martin goes out really, really wide for the marbles. Fast to the comes back to lead Alex Martin second. Van Nuyen third. And now Martin back in D5. Behind the birthday boy. Martin and second. Fabio Guatemala but very good job. Clean up a little bit. Guatemala into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship orders. They're right to lead this race. Race second and now Guatemala is on the inside in the third four. Look for the right time. 39-1. Back to nothing. Offering the back. Trying to deal with the new trying to deal with the back three. The Cattle's here. It's him on the back foot. And Martin goes down the inside of that guy. Off the back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. So it's a brief excursion into the top three for Holy Martin. By nine. Got him on the export. But Martin of his teammate. Back by nine. So the big pressure here. On the inside line. Martin. Just squeeze on the inside of that guy. In turn four. Makes it through this run and congratulates on his point one. They go side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are. Elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the down. And he's dragging as well through turn five. Back up back to the this lead well. And leading at the 59.5. Marquez actually got the minute time in that final shift. Still in all 59.4 though. He goes back in a bit slightly. And Marquez still has the pace. Norway now easily. 110 with the top. And now Martin. Martin. One gets the pace. Right to the three back. A long way to go though. The third of his race is leading yellow. Now once again in his first and second. Really to a high Alex Marquez. Watching. After all, looking in Lancelot. Tiny for the speed of that in. But the eyes will not serve for. Boy, Martin. That's your time out in the race. But your versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. But your versus Martin. Game on here in Malaysia. Having some serious bravery from Echo Banyai. Right around the outside of Boy Martin. No one in the leading position alone who swam here. Dragged out of the drinking stage. And this is back to the field. That's correct number 16. This is the original and Raíz. After a kill with already about Brooklyn. Joel Bear and he is really shocking weekend in. By Alex Blanchard up first. Our colleague Jack Appleyard. But it is something that they have to consider. They have to ponder. This man with Martin. But he was guaranteed. So, leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here. They have had the 2023 season. How will they see the piece? Martin is pretty bad to the front of his Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. But look at Andrew here for the likes of Boy Martin, who's cutting out a shade on the race, going to turn number 90 almost. Flapping into back and Marco Vansecki. At the back of the mind to the rider, stuck in this group of 30 front tight temperature. And the back mode is spinning up behind him. Martin goes 16 there without the next one. Then around out of 15 down this time. And great. Vanaya not going with this leading pair. And a mode at 15 race. Vanaya, lucky this is this score. He's going to get scored here by Martin. Vanaya fast cheating. He's on the inside line coming from the second row. It's Martin jumping it out with Vanaya in the first quarter. Martin goes out really, really wide toward the marbles. Fast cheating comes back to lead. Alex Marquez second. Vanaya third. And now Martin back in lead by. Behind the birthday boy. Marco Vansecki. Fabio Guatemala. Very good job. So lead up a little bit. It's Guatemala into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. Don't have championship also. They might lead this race. And race second. And now Guatemala move on the inside in the turn four. For the first time, 59-1. Back to having it over in the back. Trying to deal with the crew. He's trying to deal with the back three. The Cattle here is him on the back foot. And Martin goes down the inside of that guy. Off the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. Some brief excursion into the top three for Holy Martin. That guy got him on the excellent 1.516 of his teammate. Hackett by Jones. The big pressure here. On the inside line, Martin. Just a lead on the inside of that guy. In turn four. He makes it through this around and congratulates on his point one. He goes side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are. Elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging him well through turn five. Back up at the clearly with his speed as well. Van Degen at the
timing bang, bukan yang asli bang, nggak berani nampilin yang asli bang. Buat kami hasil ya, maaf ya, merugikan koran channel koran aja, bukannya gitu bang. Kita timingnya, timing datanya yang live ya. Kalau gambar itu cuma biar enak aja bang, biar ada yang dipandang, biar gak kosongan ya. Gak berani mas nampilin gambar aslinya, meskipun cuma durasi 10 detik aja bang, bermasalah. Makanya kita rekaman main game dulu. Jadi seperti itu ya, maaf sebelumnya. Termurah soalnya. Tutup. Aja lah, 5.000. Lanjut dulu. Setengah jam lagi bro. Wah, poinnya
into the top six now, but it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship odds on their mind to lead this race. You know, spread second and now automatically on the inside in the third. Right start, 59-1. Francis up to the offering the back, trying to jump with the back three. The cattle here and slip on the back foot. And Martin goes through on the inside of Van Giant. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Some of the brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. Van Giant got him on the excellent one mark to the team. Of his teammate back at Van Giant. Some of the big pressure here. It's not the inside line, Martin. Just squeeze off the inside of Van Giant into turn four. He makes it through this run and congratulates on his boy one. They go side by side. One chain around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. Knee dragging the 12 through turn 5. Back at Mancanini now. Clearly for this lane as well. Mancanini at the 59.5. Marquez has got a bit of time in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. Because back in ever so slightly on Mancanini. Nice Marquez still has the pace to go with our race lead. It's not even a 10. We're the top of the league. Van Giant Martin. Martin. He's quite yesterday. He might lose 3 back. One way to go though. We've got only a third of this race completed. Get out that once again in the first and second section. Really, for a high challenge podcast we were watching out of our movie at Atlanta. Tiny through to see who that is. But the eyes for home first one. Boy, Martin, and checking his literature time management race. Van Giant versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Van Giant versus Martin. Game on here for later. Having some serious bravery. Back up Van Giant. The rider on the outside of Boy Martin. No one in the leading position to know who swam here. Crashed out of the sprint yesterday. He managed to finish in the back of the field. That's the rest of the 16th. The rest of the back of his operation. Already last run. But the goal of there really thrilling. Shockingly good hit. Alex matches up first. Our colleague Jack Appleyard. But it is something that they have to consider, so they have to conquer. This battle with Martin just with the GT World Championship. So, leading to the late Grand Prix early here is an AFS team after an injury run in 2023 season. How good to see the beast. Martin is pretty best for the display the Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Roy Martin, who's got out of shade on the race, looking to turn number 90 almost. Planted into back of Marco Vansecchi up the back of the vines. The rider stuck in this group is going to be front side temperature. Harrington back only spinning off behind him is Martin the Ludic deep down and out shifting for a better run out for a deep down this time. And it's great. Vanaya not going with this leading pair out of order. 15th race. Vanaya, lucky this the score. He's going to get full appearance by Martin and now Bastien. He's on the inside line coming from the second row. It's Martin coming it out with Vanaya in the first corner. Martin goes out pretty when he watched for the marbles. Bastien comes back to lead Alex Marquez second, Vanaya third, and now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Marco Vansecchi, Rabia Watamaro, a very good start. Lead up a little bit. It's Watamaro into the top six now, but it's the two underdogs. It's the two race. Spread second and now automatically on the inside in the turn four. For the first time, P91 batches up and got bring it back, trying to gel the new crew team, trying to gel with the back three. Kettle near it, came on the back foot, and Martin don't trail the inside of that guy. On the floor, back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. So the free excursion into the top three for Ollie Martin. That guy got him on the excellent first pass to the of his teammate, back away guy. That's the big pressure here. On the inside line, Martin. He has to lean on the inside of that guy into turn four. He makes it through this time, and having congratulations on Koi one. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac, dragging as well through turn five. Back at Paganini now. Clearly for this speed as well. Paganini does a 59.5. Marquez actually got the minute time in that final sector. He's still going to all 59.4 though, because back in him is slightly on that here. Marquez still has the pace to go with. Now racing on him a 10 between the top between Manga and Martin. I think Marquez today might lose three back. Down to the bottom. A little more way to go now. We've got only the third of this race completed. Yellow that once again in his first and second section. Clearly behind Alex Marquez. Watching out the ball. Rookie here.
Filipino po pa yun.
Tiny
Ako yun.
that is. But guys will hold the third one. Boy, Martin. That's a time on it with the race.
Nirapen, Bukan
Right
nirapen.
now,
Hitan.
Martin. This is the
Mas
side
hitan
of
mo
showdown
tulungan.
we've all been waiting
Hitan
for.
mo 19
We've been
daw.
hoping for. Manga versus Martin.
Ditarik sa
Game on
tulungan.
here in Malaysia. After some serious bravery. Next up by guy. Right around the outside of Ollie Martin. Now, no one in the leading position to know the swam near. Dragged out of the trickiest stage. He landed in a minute to the back of the field. That's correct. Number 15. They're going to take the back of that rise. Offering just as already about front with it. The goal of there. Really a brilliant course. Shocking weekend here. It's about Alex Martin up first. Check out the yard. But it is something that they have to consider, they have to conquer. This Manuel Martin does win the DP World Championship. So leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here. And now Paganini after an injury around his 2023 season. Now comes in to see the beast. Baskin is really best in the front of his blazing Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Ole Martinez. Cut out a shake on the race, going into turn number 90 almost. Planted into back of Marco Vansecki. That's the fact of the mind. And the rider stuck in this group is going to be his front tire temperature. Harrison Balmoni submitting off behind him as Martin got all the team there that will shift him. But then a run out from turn 15 down this time in the straight. But Naya not going with this speeding down. Canamona 15B race. But Naya, the lucky distance is gone. He's going to get full appearance by Martin. And Naya Paganini is going to be inside line coming from the second row. Martin something it out with Manja in the first quarter. Martin goes out pretty really wide toward the marbles. Paganini goes back to lead. Alex Marquez second. Manja third. And now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy. Marco Vansecki back in Watchamaro. They'll lead up a little bit. It's Watchamaro into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship odds. They might win this race. But second and now automatically on the inside in the turn four. For the first time. Back is having to go bring it back, trying to gel with the new crew team, trying to gel with the back three. The penalty rings him on the back foot as Martin goes through on the inside of that guy. On the floor, back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Comes a brief excursion into the top three for Ollie Martin. That guy got him on the excellent 1.516 of his teammate back at right guard. It's a big pressure here. It's on the inside line, Martin. He just careened on the inside of that guy into turn four. Makes it through this time, and congratulations on Koi one. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. Lead dragging as well from turn five. Back at Paganini now, so he's learning for this lead as well. Paganini does a 59.5. Marquez has got the minute trying in that final. Still in all 59.4 though. Because back in him is a slightly old actually. Guys, Marquez still has the pace. Now racing on him to 10 between the top between Manya and Martin. Martin gained 2 points yesterday. He might lose 3 back. And I think that's a long way to go though. The third of this race completion. Yellow's out once again in his first and second section. Clearly behind Alex Marquez. We're watching at the ball. Rookie here, Lanzanar. Tiny's going to see who that is. Manya is still holds third for. Boy, Martin. Taking his special time out of the race. Manya versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Martin goes through on the inside of Ngga. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. So the brief excursion into the top ring for Ole Martin. Ngga got him on the excellent Ole Martin lead of his teammate back at Ngga. So the big pressure here. It's not the inside line Martin. He just goes ease on the inside of Ngga in turn 4. He makes it through this arena. Congratulations on his point one. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. Lead dragging as well through turn 5. Back at Bastianini now. So Sterling with his lead as well. Bastianini at the 59.5. Marquez at the 5 in that final sector. Still short 59.4 though. He goes back in. It was a slightly off match here. Besides, Marquez still has the pace. No way to car racing. Money with 10. In the top. Like now Martin. Martin gained 2 points yesterday. He might lose 3 back. Good understandable. There's one way to go now. We've got only a third of this race completed. Yellow's out once again in his first and second sector. Clearly behind Alex Marquez. Watching after off looking at Lancelar. Tiny's going to see who that is. But Ngga still holds third for Martin. That's a time out of place. But like Ngga versus Martin, this is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Ngga versus Martin. Game on here. Some serious bravery from Becca Ngga. It's a rider on the outside of Ole Martin. No one in the leading position to load you. Swap here. Crashed out of the springy stage. He managed to get it to the back of the hill. That equal pressure of 15 in the regular mental Venera is the uttering just the already about prevalent to Gala Barry. It's really good. Shocking weekend here. It's by Power Chapati confirmed. So our colleague Jack up the yard. But it is something that they have to consider. So they have to ponder. This man Ole Martin does with the money. Championship so leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here in the day of Bastianini running through his 2023 season. How good to see the beast back at his pretty best in the front of his Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. Looking up to here for the likes of Ole Martin, who's running out of shade down the race, looking to turn him down almost. Sliding into back of Motogp at the back of the minds of the riders stuck in this group is going to be front tire temperature. Aaron that back bonus and then you up behind him. And Martin the Nordic team down without shifting, but then a run out of turn 15 down this top of the race. But Ngga not going with this leading chair. And on a 50p race, but Ngga, the lucky Disney is the score. He's going to get full of people by Martin. And they are Bastianini on the inside line coming from the second row. There's Martin something it out with Ngga in the first quarter. Martin goes out really wide for the marbles. Bastianini comes back to lead Alex Marquez second. Ngga third. And now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Malcolm and Jack. Fabio Quattararo did a very good job. Speed up a little bit. It's Quattararo into the top 6 now. But it's the 2 underdogs. The 2 don't have championship goals on their mind to lead this race. Spread second and now quarter about a people on the inside in the turn 4. For the first time, 39-1. Grant is having a go bring it back. Trying to deal with it. Trying to deal with the back 3. Cannot be ripped. They want the back one. As Martin goes through on the inside of Ngga. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. So it's a brief excursion into the top 3 for Ole Martin. Ngga got him on the excellent Ole Martin lead of his teammate back at Ngga. So the big pressure here. It's not the inside line Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of Ngga into turn 4. Makes it through this arena. Congratulations on his boyfriend. They go side by side. Once again only around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging as well through turn 5. Back at Bastianini now, so clearly for his speed as well. Bastianini at the 59.5. Marquez actually lost a minute 5 in that final sector. Still at all 59.4 though. He goes back in it with a slightly on back. And Marquez still has the pace. Still with our race lead. On in the step between the top between Ngga and Martin. Martin, 8 points yesterday. He might lose 3 back. One way to go now. The third of his race completed. Yellow's out once again. First and second sector. Clearly behind Alex Marquez. Watching after all. Lancelar. Tiny's going to see who that is. But Ngga still holds third for Martin. That's a time out in the race. But Ngga versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Ngga versus Martin. Came on here for Malaysia. That was some serious bravery from Ngga. It's a rider on the outside of Martin. No one in the leading position to know that swam here. Dragged out of the previous stage. He managed to finish in the back of the field. That is the rest of the 15th. shade down the race, going to turn to Minardi almost. Planted into back of Berbagi. Up the back of the vine to the rider, stuck in this group is going to be front side temperature. Hamilton back on this, and anyone behind him is Martin Galulik deep down without shifting, but then a run out from deep down this time. And it's racing Mania, not going with this leading pair. And about a 15 race. Mania, the lucky distance, this score. He's going to get full of theory by Martin, and now Bastien is on the inside line coming from the second row. There's Martin something out with Mania in the first corner. Martin goes out really wide for the marble. But he comes back to lead Alex Marquez second. Mania third, and now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy, Malcolm and second. Fabio Montemaro got a very good start. So lead up a little bit into the Montemaro into the top six now. It's the two underdogs. The two don't have championship also. They might lead this race. Right second and now quarterback of the inside in the third. For the first time, P9-1. Back to 7 over in the back. Tries to deal with the new group. He tries to deal with the back three. The cattle here is him on the back front. As Martin goes through on the inside of Van Guy. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. Some of the brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. Van Guy got him on the excellent point. Martin Smith, obvious teammate back of Van Guy. Some of the big pressure here. It's not the inside line, Martin. He just leads on the inside of Van Guy. Into turn four. Makes it through this time. And congratulations on his point line. They go side by side. Once again, only around the outside. Up they are. Elbow to elbow on the tarmac. He's dragging the 12 through turn 5. Back up Antonini now. So it's clearly for this speed as well. Antonini at the 59.5. Marquez has to go to minute 5 in that final sector. Still in all 59.4 though. Because the back end of it is slightly on 30. Marquez still has the pace. Still with power racing. On even a 10. The top between Vanya and Martin. Martin will be 2 yesterday. He might lose 3 back. One way to go now. Only a third of this race completed. He allows that once again in his first and second section. So clearly behind Alex Marquez doing one thing. After all, looking at Lanzala. Not even good to see who that is. Vanya is still holds third for. Martin. That's a time management race. Vanya versus Martin. This is the title showdown we've all been waiting for. We've all been hoping for. Vanya versus Martin. Game on here in Malaysia. Having some serious bravery from Pekka Vanya. It's a rider on the outside of Martin. Now, no one in the leading position at the moment. Swam here. Crashed out of the cricket stage. He mounted and finished in the back of the field. That is for pressure with 16 seconds. Regular and O'Hara is hovering just above when you're out front. But the goal of there really a really good time. And a shocking weekend into my Alex Martin confirmed. Our colleague Jack Appleyard. But it is something that they have to consider. So they have to calm down. This man Martin comes with one of the World Championship. So leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here. Today at Bastien after an injury of his 2023 season. How good to see the beast back at his brilliant best in the front of his Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Martin, who's put out a shade down the race, going to turn to Minardi almost. Planted into back of Motogp at the back of the vine to the right and stuck in this group. It's going to be front side temperature. And bonus minimum behind him is Martin Galulik deep down and out shifting, but then a run out from turf to deep down this time. And it's great for Vanya, not going with this leading pair. And about a 50 race. Vanya, the lucky Disney missed the score. He's going to get full of purity by Martin. And now Bastien is on the inside line coming from the second row of the third. There's Martin something it out with Vanya in the first quarter. Martin goes out really wide for the marbles. Bastien comes back to beat Alex Marquez second. Vanya at third. And now Martin back in P5. Behind the birthday boy. Malcolm and second. Fabio Montemaro got a very good job. So lead up a little bit. Montemaro into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship holds on their mind who lead this race. And it's Fred second and now you quarterback a bit on the inside in the third four. The first time, P9-1. Back to 7 o'clock right the back. Trying to deal with the new group. He's trying to deal with the back three. The Cattle here is him on the back foot as Martin goes through on the inside of that guy. On the full back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder. Elbow to elbow. So with a brief excursion into the top three behind Martin. That guy got him on the excellent point pass to his obvious teammate Pekka Vanya. So the big pressure here. It's not the inside line Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of Vanya into turn four. Makes it through this time and congratulates on his point line. It goes side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are. Elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the tarmac. He's championship. So, leading the Malaysian Grand Prix early here is an air Masculine Release from the 2023 season. How good to see the beast. Larkin is pretty best in the front of his Malaysian Grand Prix early on. He's leading Alex Marquez. A little conundrum here for the likes of Roy Martinez. Got out of shade down the race, got to turn him down almost. Planted into back of Marco Bezzecchi at the back of the vine. The rider stuck in this group is going to be front tire temperature. And the bonus of anyone behind him is Martin Galuna keep there without shifting, but better run out of the team down this top of the street. Bagaya not going with the speed pair at about a 15 race. Bagaya, lucky this was gone. He's going to get scored here with by Martin. And there Bastien, he's got the inside line coming from the second row of the grid. There's Martin jumping it out with Bagaya in the first quarter. Martin goes out really wide towards the marble. Bastien, he comes back and he's Alex Marquez second. Bagaya third. Now Martin back in P5. Nice birthday boy. Marco Bezzecchi. Fabio Montemaro going to bring us clean up a little bit. Montemaro into the top six now. But it's the two underdogs. It's the two who don't have championship goals on their mind who lead this race. Bezzecchi then now. What about him on the inside in the turn four? For the first time. P9-1. Back is not going to go bring it back. Trying to gel the new group. He's trying to gel with the back three. The kettle here is him on the back one. And Martin goes on the inside of Bagaya. All the back they go. They are shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. So the brief excursion into the top three for Hoy Martin. Bagaya got him on the extra by Martin. August teammate back at Bagaya. That's a big pressure here. He's got the inside line, Martin. He just squeezed on the inside of Bagaya into turn four. He makes it through this time. Another crash late on in qualify. They go side by side. Once again, nearly around the outside. Up they are, elbow to elbow again. Elbow on the